was exactly what I wanted, which was announced, like, during the show.
But it
So
still was
it
amazing,
was
man.
good, but also I hadn't even thought about this, so I loved this aspect. So Cody Rhodes versus Finn Balor was the main event. What I loved was the backstage segment where they went to interview Finn Balor, and he was, like, talking like, "Oh my god, Cody's been copying me for years." Because if people don't remember, like, one of the original members of the Bullet Club was Finn Balor, and then, when Cody was off, like we said earlier, when he was off doing things, he was a part of the Bullet Club, and then, doing the Too Sweet and whatever. And so Finn, I love that Finn was able to acknowledge that and use that
Mhm.
for why he was angry, because that would never have happened if Vince were around. Because you can't acknowledge that, I mean, when Vince was around and Cody returned, it was like he's been gone from wrestling for 6 years, and it's like, no, he wasn't. But
No, he was
that's
not
what Vince wants
selling
you
a
to
shirt.
believe. So I
Yeah.
liked that. I thought that was really cool, like a really cool added element to their match. Um, and made more sense why the Judgment Day would have come out, because like what was their beef with Cody to begin with? So I
Yeah.
liked that. And the match was fire.
The match
Banger.
was so good. See, that's the type of shit you're gonna see now with Cody and Finn, that style outside of WWE being brought into that realm. And now
Mhm.
they're making, combining it with that WWE style where it's a little bit, there's more storytelling, not as much actual wrestling and brutality. And if there's any two guys to do it, it's them. I mean, it's a main event that could literally be a pay-per-view match anywhere,
Yeah.
and you're getting it for like it's incredible. It's
Yeah.
that's why it's the best time to be a wrestling fan, that I try to tell everyone, because you're getting matches like this for free. It's
I
incredible.
know. I know. And I think it's fun too, because there's gonna probably be a lot more Cody fans than there are Finn fans, not just because one's a babyface, one's a heel,
No,
but
no, yeah, I hear
um
you.
just because, I mean, I don't know. I don't know why you wouldn't be a fan of Finn, but I feel like this is a
I
match
don't
that would
either.
make you appreciate Finn and like how good he is in the ring, and then maybe people didn't notice that. I don't know, but I mean, I'm not saying I knew about Finn a ton before he went to NXT, but I was very excited when he went to NXT and immediately fell in love with him.
Yeah, and that's what
Then,
they sucked you in. That was great on them.
yeah. So they had a really good match. And I hope that we get to see it again in the future, because I think it could just, yeah, it has a big pay-per-view feel match, I feel like
It has
eventually.
legs. It has
Yeah.
legs for sure.
And then we did have Edge and Beth Phoenix come out, and they started beating up on the Judgment Day. Cody hits a Crossroads 3 times to win the match. But this had me thinking, and I saw this on Twitter, and I think it was also in some of the live blogs. Do you think that Cody needs a new finisher? Because some people are like, well, if he had to hit 3 Crossroads to finish Finn, does that mean that he has a weak finisher and he needs a different one?
No, it's emphasis.
And that's how I took it too. But
I
then
took
I
it
guess
as emphasis.
there were people who were making it seem like it meant that he was weak. And I was like, but if you really think about it, when you think about people's finishers, a lot of them are not like
No,
super
they're
damaging. They're
not,
not.
and they're not as protected as they once were. The only real protected finisher, I would say, and you may not like my answer because of the guy, but it's Baron Corbin's End of Days. I have yet to see someone kick out of an End of Days. One person, that's it, Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I just think
So
there's not a whole lot
yeah,
that are like, "Oh my god, there's no way they could kick out of it." I mean, people kicked out of stunners, they kicked out of F5s, they kicked out of attitude adjustments, like,
yeah,
it's not, and it's nothing, I mean, like, are we really gonna say skull crushing finale looks like it actually does something to you? Like,
and that's
no.
Jeff Jarrett's move first. He used to do that.
Well,
That was his
and
finishing
the
move.
Crossroads is kind of like a version of a Twist of Fate. It's like it's kind of the same thing. It's like it's not really
No,
doing a
yeah,
whole lot. So, I
yeah,
mean,
and you're not gonna get in the. That's the thing with these finishing moves now. They're not devastating to the point where it's like, oh my god, and you're
yeah,
jumping up and it's over. And
it's more
yeah,
for
they could get
show.
overused a lot, but
Yeah.
the Canadian Destroyer, as is my all-time favorite wrestling move ever. And you're never gonna see that. Like even the Panama Flip or Panama Sunrise, I think it's called, is like a version of it, but it it's not a pile driver. It's more of a power bomb.
Yeah.
where that is being treated as like the devastating maneuver. And you're going to see those moves now be done from the top rope, from a ladder. And that's where you're going to get this devastating factor of it, where I think the Cross Rhodes is protected. I think it's a devastating move, and he hit 3 because it's Finn Balor. It's Monday Night Raw. It was his first Raw match, and since The Miz, but that was what,
Well,
eight,
I mean,
seven
and
months
it's not the
ago.
first time that a guy in the main event or in any match has done their finisher more than once. Like, it's not the first time. It's not going to be
He
the
was on
last time.
adrenaline.
Yeah, and it's more, I feel like, to make a statement. It's
Oh,
not like,
absolutely.
oh, because if I don't do this 3 times, Finn's gonna kick out. It's like,
Yeah,
no, it's making a statement. Like, look at what I can do to you. I want to beat you so badly. I'm gonna do this 3 times. Like, I just thought
yeah, I
that was an
agree.
interesting thing that people were saying. But anyway, that was Raw.
That was Raw.
So
And I have one more question for you.